Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual pricing for $15,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense life insurance, or funeral funds for a 53-year-old male. Now, first thing I recommend is you go directly to our website at funeralfunds.com, and we have these quoters on just about every page, and they're free to use. And you just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. Select the coverage amount. Put in your birthday and click Get Quotes Now. Fill out the rest of the info, click Get Quotes Now, and it'll take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies with all the lowest rates in your state. And that will help you avoid those plans out there that you see on TV and magazines where they offer really low, sneaky teaser rates. And then when you call in, it's actually for almost no coverage at all. And then they try upselling you. And it'll also help you avoid those 2-year waiting period plans, which in many cases are up to 200% more expensive. So take full advantage of that. You can also call us at 888-862-9456. Now, the first thing you should probably figure out as a 53-year-old male looking at $15,000 worth of coverage is that going to take care of all your final expense needs? Now, typically final expense would be either cremation or burial. So the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. The average cost of a cremation where there's some sort of ceremony, like a remembrance ceremony or celebration of life, that's going to be between $3,500 to $4,500. So what we would typically recommend insurance-wise is probably $5,000 to $7,000 for that cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. And what that does, that provides a little extra coverage in there because you're age 53. You probably want to make it to 63, 73, 83. So we like to build in a little bit extra coverage just to cover the cost of inflation over the years as prices go up. But we don't want to go crazy. We don't want to get too much insurance for you either, because we want to keep this just easy to fit in your budget. And then also, God forbid if something did happen a little bit sooner, there's a little bit extra money on the front side of the policy. And that way, if there's any extra medical bills or other final expenses that need to be paid, there's just a little bit extra to take care of that. Because over time, you tend to pay bills off and stuff, and there's less debt as you go on. So for the cremation where there's going to be a ceremony, we would typically recommend somewhere between $7,000 to $10,000 for all the reasons we just mentioned. Now, we don't recommend going crazy on this insurance. And a lot of times, people might think, oh, I want to get, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and leave some money behind for my kids. Just keep in mind, we work primarily with people who are on fixed or limited incomes. And it's really sad when somebody says, well, if I can't do $50,000, I'm not going to do anything at all. Because then they just burden their kids with this debt after they're gone. And we really think that you should, first and foremost, just get what you need for your final expenses. And then if you do have extra money, budget-wise, then go ahead and get a little bit more coverage if that's what you want. But just remember, if you want to start small, you can always add more coverage later with any plan that we help people with. Now, if you're going to be buried, the average cost is right around $10,000 right now. So if you walk into pretty much any funeral home in the United States with a $10,000 check, they will get things done. It's not going to be fancy, though. Just keep that in mind. But they should get it done. It's hard to imagine that they would let you walk out the door and walk 2 blocks down the road to their competitor and give them the money. So for a burial, we would typically recommend somewhere between $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for a 53-year-old male. Again, it just depends on your budget. But if you need to start small, you can always add more coverage later. But really, at age 53, probably $15,000 would be the better number to start at. Now, one thing we always encourage is first day coverage or benefits. That's the only thing we help people with at Funeral Funds of America. And we don't recommend the plans with 2-year waiting periods at all. We'll get into that in just a minute. But first day coverage or benefits means that hypothetically, if your plan were approved and issued today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to send that check for $15,000, even though you'd only been, you only remain alive for one more day. And that's the exact insurance that you want, first day coverage. Now, a lot of people would say, well, I do want the first day coverage, but I'm not in the best of health, to which we say, hey, your health is our concern, not your concern, at least when it comes to this insurance. And that's why we work with so many different insurance companies. because they all have different health questions. They all have different underwriting requirements. And 90 to 95% of the time, we're getting people first day coverage or benefits. Really, the only reason you wouldn't qualify for first day coverage benefits is if you had some really significant health issues, like maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis or in a hospital or on a nursing home. If that were the case, we'd probably refer you out to a different insurance company. One thing that also seems to happen every week, it seems, is somebody calls up and says, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have insurance. We don't have any money. Their body's down at the funeral home. The funeral home director's not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so we can get a check in our hand to get the funeral home director paid. We have to let them know that, you know, there's no insurance company in America that is going to approve and issue a policy on a dead person. You actually have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's really sad that the person who passed away, they knew they were going to die someday. They were probably going to take care of this someday. And then someday just arrived a little bit earlier and they done went and died. Now their family's going to have to pay for this, their family and friends, whatever. But typically what happens in most situations is families have to put this on credit cards. And now they're paying 26% interest. And that's your legacy at this point. When you pass away, once you've done that, they're going to be paying these bills for years, possibly. And your legacy is going to be every time your name comes up, everybody's going to remember that you didn't take care of this and that they're probably still paying this for you. So don't be that person. You know, this insurance is affordable. If you don't have the money to take care of it, just get the insurance. Get what you need right now. We can always add more coverage later in life as time goes on. Now, one thing we don't recommend is the 2-year waiting period plans. And Colonial Penn, you see them all the time on TV. If you didn't know this, their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period plan. Ouch, right? You probably didn't know that. There's other companies out there that offer 2-year waiting period plans. Mutual of Omaha, United of Omaha, they're lying there. AIG, Gerber, and just a host of other different companies out there. That's the only thing they sell is plans with 2-year waiting periods. And some of these companies have done an amazing job at convincing the American public that the only thing you qualify for when you're over age 50 is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we say, don't believe such nonsense, because we help people with first day coverage all day long. Now, our 53-year-old male may be watching that commercial, that TV commercial, and thinking, man, I'm 53. I'm in good shape, you know. I could probably get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, probably even $50,000, and I'm only going to pay $9.95. Then our guy calls Colonial Penn, talks with an agent, or looks it up online on their website, like we've done for you here, and sees that our 53-year-old male, for $9.95 worth of coverage, it's only going to pay out $1,115. So that's probably enough to pay for a cremation in many parts of the country, except for one thing. This plan's not going to pay out a penny in insurance death benefits in the next 2 years if you die of any health or medical reason because of that 2-year waiting period. So yeah, there's just other plans that are better out there that can save you a lot of money. Now, a lot of people would say that some of these companies offer these really low teaser rates just to attract you in, just to get you your information and get you in their sales process. And then once you find out how little the coverage is, they're just going to swoop in and upsell you. And we're certainly not saying that's the case with Colonial Penn, but maybe you can form that opinion on your own. But let's take a look. I'm guessing we're going to have to get around, because this is 1,515, I'm guessing we're going to have to go around 10 units to get our $15,000. There we go. Yeah, so $15,150. You can't get $15,000 even for a 53-year-old male because they go off per unit pricing so that they can come up with that $9.95 advertising claim. But yeah, 15 units is going to be right around $99.50, so right around $100 a month. So let's go see if we can't save you some money. So we've got 15,000 here, male, there we go, age 53. Get quote. We're going to jump back here and look one more time. Again, $100 for 15,000. Look at this. This huge difference, right? 15,000. That's only $44. $44 for 15,000 versus roughly $100, $99.50 for $15,000. Which would you rather get? You know, so you can either get first day coverage for $44, or you can get 2-year waiting period for $99.50. And Colonial Penn will allow you to overpay on that policy for the rest of your life. That's like right around $55 more a month. They will allow you to overpay that for the rest of your life, and you're going to have a 2-year waiting period. So $55 more a month times 12 months, that's roughly around $660. And if you multiply that times 10 years, so our 53-year-old is now 63-year-old, you would have overpaid right around $6,600 by going with Colonial Penn. You will have overpaid that much versus going with a company with lower rates and first day coverage. So why would you ever spend? Boy, I tell you what, I have no idea, but you need to be a smart shopper. And if you're not a smart shopper, just let us help you be a smart shopper. Let's look at some other rates here. You'll be able to see all these different insurance companies here. Let's see. Yeah, because we're at, we're at 44. Even if we look at some of these other ones like Lumico, 44.61. Lumico is roughly $17 more a month. So that's times 12 months. That's like $204, pretty close anyway. And if you get 10 years into that, you're going to overpay by $2,400. Why would you ever sign up for a plan when you know it's going to cost you $2,000? If you live 20 years, it's going to cost you $4,000. Why overpay? You know, just get this right from the start. But you may need some help with that, and we can certainly help you out with that. Let's look at some other ones. Oh, here's one, Lincoln Heritage. So they're a fine company, I guess, but I mean, look at that pricing. It's $68, quite a bit higher. It is first day coverage, which is good, but it's higher price, which is not good. And the reason it's higher price is they've got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 funeral homes and kind of get the lowest pricing. May do a couple other things, but at the end of the day, it's not a free service. You know, they charge you for that. Let's go back up here. So it's $68, roughly $69. Roughly $25 more a month. That's going to be around $300 a year. And if you go out 10 years, that's going to be right around $3,000 extra that you're paying to Lincoln Heritage. So, you know, why would you ever pay $3,000 more? A lot of people would say, you know, for a company to make 2 or 3 phone calls and maybe do a couple of other things that only takes an hour or so, and pay them $3,000 for that. That's just in the next 10 years. If you live 20 years, you're going to overpay $6,000. Most people are saying that's a pretty hefty payday for an insurance company, and we would probably tend to agree on that. So what we've done at Funeral Funds of America is we've created a funeral and estate planning guide. We provide that free of charge. You can download that off our website, fill it out, print it out, fill it out. And when you're done with it, keep it with your insurance policy. And then when you pass away, your family has to just come to one place, and they're going to see that you actually protected them both financially and emotionally. Financially with the insurance policy, and emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide, where when they open that up, they're going to find out who gets what and what goes where and exactly what they wanted done after, exactly what you wanted done after you're gone. And they can take care of that. All they need to do is just execute your wishes, and they will have that peace of mind knowing they're doing everything exactly as you wanted, and you've provided the money to pay for it. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind, that you were not only protecting people in life when you were alive, but actually protecting them, caring enough to protect them after you were gone, when actually they would need you the most. So what a wonderful legacy and a wonderful gift of love to leave behind. So go to our website. We've got these quarters. Again, we've got a special one for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, where you can get the most discounts and the best rates. You can also call us on our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. And if you have an existing policy and you want to price shop it to make sure you get the best deal, or you want to add coverage to your existing policy, we can help you out with that. If you need a brand new policy or just have questions about what you might qualify for or how the plans work, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to helping you get the most amount of insurance for the least amount of money. And we look forward to the day we actually get to talk with you and help you out with this and help you understand your options and get you the best deal. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.